How do I determine my strongest buying position?
For some categories, you're required to be more strategic and develop a course of action. This will be dependent on your strength as a buyer and that of the supply market. By plotting these two factors, you are using the purchasing portfolio matrix. Each section offers a suggested action plan or strategy.
Don't worry, this looks a lot more complicated than it is. But you're probably thinking, how do I use it and what strategy should I use?
The three key strategies are exploit, diversify, or balance.
EDB.
We don't do that for this one.
We don't?
No. Usually you'll only be doing one of these based on the specific power relationships at play. But let's take a look. You can exploit your high buying power to secure good prices and fixed-term contracts from a number of suppliers so as to reduce the supply risk. Spot purchases of individual batches may also be possible if you're offered a good deal. The only real caution here is to temper undue aggression in case circumstances change.
You can diversify the supply risks by seeking alternative suppliers or solutions. Think back to our freight services example. Could you use any combination of air, rail, or shipping services instead of relying solely on road couriers? Markets change. Perhaps another mode of transport has become an available and even more viable option. And the balance is taking a middle ground between both strategies.
Exactly. Some other strategies for you to consider include supplier consolidation for product rationalisation to increase your buying power. But don't forget to map out the future effects of this. Will this reduce your choice of suppliers in the years to come?
What about bringing some critical items in-house?
Well, you can look into it. Procurement is not just about outsourcing or offshoring. In general, you should buy at the point at which your power is the greatest and where you can drive the most value.
Play to your strengths. It's pretty easy, right? Exploit, diversify, or balance. You just need to assess which strategy will work best for your situation.
When developing your strategy and analysing the market, you might also think about the product or service life cycle. It's at the development stage where you have one or few suppliers, or in growth where you have real competitors rising up. Is it at maturity, with mass production, or going steadily into decline? In growth stage, you're more likely to be able to source at the lowest cost and for the greatest level of innovation. If you find the market lacks competition, it's too young, or it's declining, you have to start thinking creatively about how to meet your organisation's needs, possibly in a slightly different supply market.
Knowledge is power.
That's it. And when you're equipped with supply market knowledge, you're in a much better position to drive conversations, respond to change, and add value.